Thank you for visiting the Combs Waterkotte YouTube channel. We are a leading criminal defense law firm in Illinois and Missouri, with over 600 perfect reviews and a long history of client satisfaction, criminal case dismissals, charge reductions, and victories. Our firm has created these audio articles to help protect your freedom, reputation, and rights. If we are hired for your case, we will not give up until you receive fair justice. Street gang-related activity lawyer, Chicago, Illinois. Allegations involving street gang-related activity in Chicago, Illinois can carry serious and far-reaching consequences. These cases are often tied to underlying felony charges and can expose you to enhanced penalties, including significant prison time and long-term damage to your record and reputation. Even being accused of gang involvement can impact how your case is investigated and prosecuted, making it critical to act quickly. If you've been arrested or charged with street gang-related activity in Chicago or Cook County, you need an experienced criminal defense lawyer on your side as soon as possible. At Combs Waterkotte, we understand the complexities of these cases and work to build a strong defense aimed at protecting your rights and minimizing the impact on your future. Reach out today at 312-500-HELP to get started. Street gang-related activity lawyer in Chicago, Illinois, serving all of Cook County. Street gang-related activity charges in Chicago and throughout Cook County can quickly become overwhelming. These cases often involve complex investigations, multiple defendants, and extensive evidence that can be difficult to navigate without experienced legal guidance. Trying to handle a situation like this on your own can put your freedom and future at serious risk. At Combs Waterkotte, we bring more than 80 years of combined criminal defense experience to every case we handle. Our team takes a strategic, detail-oriented approach, carefully analyzing police reports, witness statements, and how evidence was gathered to identify weaknesses in the case against you. We understand how gang-related allegations can influence the direction of a case, and we work to challenge those assumptions at every stage. From the moment you contact us, we focus on building a defense tailored to your specific circumstances. Whether that means negotiating to have charges reduced or preparing to take your case to trial, we're committed to protecting your rights and pursuing the best possible outcome. If you're ready to take control of your situation and fight back against your charges, contact Combs Waterkotte online or call 312-500-HELP today. The sooner you get experienced legal representation, the stronger your position will be. What is street gang-related activity in Chicago, Illinois? While Illinois law has several statutes on the books related to gang activity, 720 ILCS 5/25-5 is a law that specifically covers unlawful participation in street gang activity. This law covers instances in which an individual allegedly, knowingly takes part in gang-related activity, does so after being ordered not to associate with gang members as terms of parole, probation, mandatory supervised release, MSR. This law is designed to punish gang members for associating or working on behalf of a gang after being ordered not to by a Cook County court. With that in mind, it's worth understanding how the state of Illinois defines gangs and gang members. According to 74 OILCS 147/1, Illinois says, a street gang or gang is an organization of 3 or more people with a leadership hierarchy that participates in a pattern of criminal activity. A street gang member or gang member is someone who belongs to a gang and commits crimes on behalf of that gang. There are many offenses that Chicago prosecutors charge in order to prove unlawful participation in gang activity. Some of the most common include unlawful possession of a firearm by a street gang member, 720 ILCS 5/24-1.8. Unlawful use of a weapon, UUW 720 ILCS 5/24-1. Manufacture or delivery of a controlled substance, 720 ILCS 570/401. Aggravated battery, 720 ILCS 5/12-3.05. Criminal damage to property, 720 ILCS 5/21-1. Intimidation, 720 ILCS 5/12-6. Obstructing justice, 720 ILCS 5/3-2-4. Conspiracy, 720 ILCS 5/8-2. Committing any of these offenses or any other gang-related offenses can result in an unlawful participation in street gang activity charges. The penalties for a conviction on this charge are complicated and can have serious consequences. What are the penalties for street gang-related activity in Chicago, Illinois? Unlawful participation in street gang activity itself is a Class A misdemeanor, an offense that can result in up to 364 days in jail. However, there are other, more complicated and serious factors to consider for a street gang activity charge. A conviction means an offender violated probation, parole, or mandatory supervised release, MSR, orders not to associate with gang members or participate in gang-related activity. As a result, someone convicted or unlawful participation in street gang activity may be arrested and resentenced for the original charge that led to their probation, parole, or MSR orders, serve additional jail time or more restrictive supervision for violating court orders. Prosecutors may also charge offenders with the offense committed in violation of their parole and unlawful participation in street gang activity to create maximum leverage in plea negotiations. They may also charge unlawful participation as a fallback in case the underlying charge weakens. A conviction for street gang-related activity can be treated as an aggravating factor at sentencing, signaling ongoing gang involvement and disregard for county orders. This can weigh heavily on future bond decisions, charging decisions, sentencing in later cases. The court may also impose additional restrictions, such as no-contact orders with specific individuals or groups, geographic restrictions, stay-away zones, even stricter probation decisions. Finally, if the convicted individual is not a U.S. citizen, a conviction for unlawful participation in street gang-related activity can have severe negative consequences on their immigration status. This may include, but is not limited to, loss of lawful status, denial of re-entry, deportation. What to do if you're arrested for street gang-related activity in Chicago. Street gang-related activity charges in Chicago, Illinois are serious, and an arrest can be stressful. There are things you can do, though, to aid in your own defense after an arrest for gang-related charges. Combs Waterkotte's criminal defense attorneys recommend the following. Exercise your right to remain silent. If you are arrested for alleged gang-related activity in Chicago, do not answer questions or attempt to explain your situation to police. Anything you say can be used against you, especially in cases involving alleged group conduct or conspiracy. Clearly state that you are invoking your right to remain silent and request an attorney. Remaining silent can prevent prosecutors from building a stronger case against you. Request an attorney immediately. One of the most important steps after an arrest is asking for a lawyer. Gang-related charges often involve complex legal issues and aggressive prosecution strategies. An experienced criminal defense attorney can protect your rights, advise you during questioning, and begin building your defense early. Do not speak with law enforcement, investigators, or anyone else about your case until your attorney is present. Comply with law enforcement without resisting. While it is important to protect your rights, you should not resist arrest or interfere with officers during an arrest in Chicago or Cook County. Resisting can lead to additional charges and complicate your defense. Stay calm, comply with lawful orders, and avoid escalating the situation. Your opportunity to challenge the arrest or the charges will come later through your attorney and the legal process. Understand and follow bond conditions. If you are released, carefully review and follow all bond conditions. In gang-related cases, courts often impose strict rules, such as no-contact orders or restrictions on certain locations or individuals. Violating these conditions can result in rearrest or additional charges, including unlawful participation in gang-related activity. Strict compliance is critical to protecting your case. Avoid contact with alleged gang members. After an arrest, you may be ordered to avoid contact with certain people or groups. Even casual or unintended contact can be used against you. Prosecutors may argue that continued association shows ongoing gang involvement. To protect yourself, strictly avoid any interactions that could be interpreted as violating court orders or furthering alleged gang activity. Be cautious with social media activity. Social media is frequently used as evidence in gang-related prosecutions in Chicago. Posts, photos, or messages can be misinterpreted or taken out of context to suggest gang involvement. After an arrest, avoid posting anything related to your case or activities. Even deleting content can raise issues, so it is best to consult with your attorney before making any changes to your accounts. Criminal defense strategies against Chicago street gang-related activity charges. At Combs Waterkotte, we've taken on Chicago area gang crime cases in the past. Through experience, we've learned how to build a defense against gang-related charges, and we've found the following criminal defense strategies to be very effective at securing charge reductions and dismissals. Challenging intent in alleged gang activity. Gang-related charges in Chicago often hinge on whether the defendant knowingly acted to benefit a gang. A strong defense may focus on lack of intent, arguing the accused did not knowingly participate in or further gang activity. Simply being present, associating with certain people, or being in a particular neighborhood is not enough. Prosecutors must prove intent, and challenging it can significantly weaken the state's case. Fourth Amendment violations in gang investigations. Chicago police often rely on traffic stops, surveillance, and searches in gang-related cases. If law enforcement obtained evidence through an unlawful stop, search, or seizure, that evidence may be suppressed. A Fourth Amendment challenge can eliminate key proof, such as weapons or drugs, from the case. Without that evidence, prosecutors may struggle to connect the defendant to any alleged gang-related activity. Fifth Amendment and improper interrogations. Statements made during police questioning are frequently central to Cook County gang prosecutions. If officers failed to advise the defendant of their rights or used coercive tactics, those statements may be inadmissible. Challenging violations of the Fifth Amendment, including improper interrogations or involuntary confessions, can significantly weaken the prosecution's narrative and limit their ability to prove alleged gang involvement. Entrapment in gang-related sting operations. In some Chicago gang crime cases, law enforcement uses undercover operations or informants to investigate suspected gang activity. Entrapment may apply if officers or agents induce the defendant to commit a crime they otherwise would not have committed. This defense focuses on the origin of the criminal intent, arguing that it came from law enforcement, not the accused, in order to undermine the legitimacy of the charges. Duress and coercion in gang contexts. Gang-related cases in Chicago often involve complex social pressures and threats. A defendant may argue they acted under duress or coercion, meaning they were forced to participate due to an immediate threat of harm. If there was no reasonable opportunity to escape the situation, this defense can negate criminal liability. Courts will closely examine the severity and immediacy of the alleged threats. Self-defense and defense of others. Violent charges tied to alleged gang activity in Chicago or Cook County may be defensible if the defendant acted to protect themselves or protect another person. Illinois law allows reasonable force in response to an imminent threat. If the evidence shows the defendant was reacting to danger rather than advancing gang objectives, self-defense or defense of others may apply, potentially leading to reduced charges or a full acquittal. Challenging gang affiliation and evidence. Cook County prosecutors must prove not only the underlying offense, but also a connection to a criminal street gang. Defense attorneys can challenge this by questioning the reliability of gang databases, social media interpretations, or alleged associations. Misidentification is common, and weak or circumstantial evidence of gang affiliation can undermine the state's theory that the defendant acted in furtherance of gang activity. Alibi and misidentification defenses. In many gang-related cases in Cook County, identification is a key issue, especially when incidents involve multiple people or chaotic scenes. An alibi defense can demonstrate that the defendant was elsewhere when the alleged crime occurred. Additionally, challenging unreliable eyewitness testimony or surveillance footage can raise reasonable doubt. If the state cannot place the defendant at the scene, the charges may not hold. Combs Waterkotte is a leading criminal defense law firm serving the entire states of Illinois and Missouri. We have offices in St. Louis, Chicago, Kansas City, Clayton, Branson, and Belleville. We look forward to helping you with your criminal defense attorney needs.